That's right guys, if you've seen the title and thumbnail of this video, it's not clickbait, I actually have COVID-19. Hey, what's going on guys? It's your boy ProGammar here and we are back with yet another video. For today's video, I thought it'd be kind of interesting to actually just discuss the fact that I have COVID-19 and like what's going on, what's happened, how I am. So I thought it'd be an interesting video to make, giving you guys a heads up now. A, yes, I'm all okay, I'm fine, so you guys don't need to worry about that. And B, I'm not going to be getting into the whole political side of like whether you should be vaccinated, whether you shouldn't be vaccinated. I personally am vaccinated because it was the best thing for me and for my family. So that is for me. Whatever you guys do, I'm leaving that up to you guys. I'm not going to discuss that in this video whatsoever. But yeah, for me, I am vaccinated and this is my experience being vaccinated with COVID-19. So the first thing I want to discuss is how I got COVID-19. So more recently in Australia, I guess the government's been like opening up the state borders and I believe some international borders as well. So COVID-19's been a lot more prominent in Australia than it had been when we were like quite locked down and, you know, being very safe and regulated about everything. In particularly where I live, we never really had to deal with COVID at all for like the first year or so of COVID being really mainstream, and everything was kept pretty safe, so we're all good here until the governments decided to open everything up in the fact of travel between different states and overseas and all that kind of stuff. However, in saying that, that did open us up to a greater risk of getting COVID-19 and it spreading in our country, which it well has. Just looking at the graphs, you can see the number of COVID cases has gone up dramatically compared to what they were like last year. So it became a lot more prevalent in our state, and even doing everything we could to stay safe, like wearing masks, sanitizing where possible, and even in some cases, trying to pick and choose which shopping centers you go to, trying to like find ones with less people around it. Unfortunately, my brother actually came down as a close contact, and as a result, our family had to then isolate. But as we found out, the virus is very, and I mean very contagious. Like, my brother did all the right things, he isolated, did everything he needed to do to try and, you know, stop the rest of us from getting it. But unfortunately, even as well as he did, we all still happened to get COVID-19. So even though my brother isolated as much as possible and only really came out of his bedroom when he absolutely needed to, like to, you know, go to the bathroom and stuff like that, unfortunately the rest of us did happen to still contract COVID-19, which sucks. But we did absolutely everything we could, and you know, we were as smart and as safe as possible. But unfortunately, with a virus as contagious as COVID-19, unfortunately it's just going to spread sometimes, and that's what happened to us. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the testing, because for COVID-19 there are two types of tests. There are one, the PCR tests, which I believe I did discuss in a previous video, so I'll link that in the description down below. But there is now another test, which came out more recently, called a rapid antigen test, also known as a RAT test, which is basically an at-home COVID test. Now, they're a lot less sensitive to actually picking up the virus in the test itself. However, they're a lot easier to use, and the fact that you can do them at home, and yes, you just make the whole COVID testing process much easier. So how do they work? Basically, you get a little test tube, a little test kit, and a cotton swab. So rather than having to get DNA samples from both your nose and your throat to be tested effectively, for this test, you just need to get DNA samples from your nose. So basically what you'll do is you'll take the cotton swab out of the testing kit, you'll basically stick it up your nose, turn it like 3 to 5 times, take it out, put it into your other nostril, turn it for like 3 to 5 times as well, put it into like this little test tube with some special testing liquid stuff in it. What is it? I have no clue, but it helps you to find out the results. So basically you take the lid off, put the cotton swab in there and close the lid back up. Basically like squeeze the end of the cotton swab against the walls of the tube. Basically try and get all your DNA inside and mixed up with the solution that's in there. You'll then unscrew the second tiny lid on top, which basically has like a little pipette on the top of it. And then you'll basically just put a couple drops of that onto the actual testing kit itself. Then you'll just leave it on the desk for about 15 minutes as it will like do its thing, because like the solution will dissolve into the testing kit and then it will like process out to give you your results. And after about 15 minutes, you'll come back, see your results, and basically you'll see either 2 lines or 1 line. I believe it's 1 line means you're negative, 2 lines means you're positive, and unfortunately for us, we turned out positive. So the next thing you're probably wondering is, what are the symptoms like? Now, if I haven't cut them all out entirely, you probably can tell I'm still coughing for a little bit. Now that's because apparently with COVID-19, although you're contagious for about 2 days, apparently as we were told by like government COVID officials, that it actually lives within you for like 2 months as it breaks down. So yeah, even though I am not contagious anymore, I do still have COVID, and as a result, I'm still coughing and spluttering all over the place a little bit. But for the most part, I'm okay apart from that. But yeah, basically when it comes to symptoms, I'm just kind of go day by day. So to start off, we've got day 1. So for day 1, I actually was feeling mostly fine up until like lunchtime, just regularly doing about my business. I believe I was actually reworking my PC setup, cleaning it all up, getting the face cam working, trying to, clean all the dust off everything. But as it kind of got past lunchtime into the afternoon, I started to develop a little bit of a scratchy throat, but I kind of mostly started to put that down to like, okay, I know we have a close contact in the house. I'm probably just overthinking things. I'm probably fine. I've been doing everything to stay safe, so I'm probably going to be good. But, as the kind of afternoon went on, I could kind of tell, okay, this might be getting a little bit worse, but we'll see how it goes. And as I went for a run on the treadmill inside of our house, when I started to go for the run, kind of got partway through, and I started to, cough a little bit, and you just kind of got that feeling of, oh no, this probably isn't going to end great, is it? I kind of know how this is going. And by the time it kind of got to nighttime, I was coughing a little bit like I am now. But, yeah, you could kind of tell where it was going. Day 2. So for day 2, I woke up pretty sore. As I found out with the COVID vaccines, one of the symptoms I got was a sore back. And with COVID itself, I got a sore back as well. As well as, having a bit of a cough and just being really tired and fatigued in general. Especially that first day of when I kind of knew I had COVID. I would just be lying in bed on my phone watching YouTube, just watching some Let's Play videos or some current gaming news videos, whatever was on. Halfway through some of them, I'd be watching them. And I'd put my phone down, turn it off, and just sleep for an hour. Because I'd be so tired, I was just struggling to watch YouTube videos. So, yeah, I got the fatigue side effects and soreness side effects. I definitely should have taken a Panadol that day. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't. But, yeah, so just really tired, fatigued, sore, and just out of energy altogether. Day 3. So day 3 for me kind of started in the nighttime because, well, I woke up 2 to 3 times that night, just in cold sweats and just uncomfortable and just, definitely was not a fun night. And, all the coughing and mucus and stuff, yeah, it was not a good day. But eventually when I got to sleep and woke up the next day, it was basically a less severe version of the previous day. I was still very tired, still had a bit of a sore back and stuff. Today I was actually smart enough to take some Panadol to kind of help with the back pains, which did actually help out a lot, especially in the afternoon because I didn't have it until the afternoon. But yeah, I was still quite tired and fatigued in general. But yeah, another day that was not fun at all. Day 4. Day 4 yet again wasn't the funnest, but it was at least bearable. Well, apart from the nighttime, because as I went to bed that night, I had a really sore throat. It wasn't just a razor blade feeling. I kind of put it down to, it felt like lightning bolts were attacking my throat and I was just constantly being shocked. It was terrible. I had to have a spoonful of honey instead to see if I could somewhat soothe it because I didn't have anything with me to soothe my throat. It was not fun at all, but eventually when I got to sleep and woke up the next day, at least I just had a regular sore throat. Still not fun, still uncomfortable, but at least it wasn't lightning bolts. It was more like razor blades. It doesn't make it sound any better, I know, but it's a slightly better description, so yeah. Definitely wasn't fun, but at least I had slightly more energy and I was eating and drinking more like I normally would, which was good. Still wasn't a great day, day 4, but it was slightly more back to normal. Day 5. Day 5 wasn't really any fun either, but at least it was more bearable, I guess. I was mostly just blowing my nose because I had a runny nose and had a bit of a sore throat. But apart from that, I was eating regularly, I was drinking regularly, and I could actually do stuff and I had a little bit of energy. For example, I was actually able to play my brand new Nintendo Switch OLED, which was fun, so I got to grind out a little bit of Animal Crossing, a little bit of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. But, yeah, not the greatest day, but at least it was a day where I could, have the energy to do stuff, chill out a little bit compared to what I had been, where I was just, trying to get through the days. And, yeah, day 5, not really fun, but slightly more bearable. Day 6 and beyond. So day 6 and beyond have basically been the same, slowly getting better and better as the days go on. But for the most part, I've pretty much just had a runny nose, which for the most part is actually gone now. But yeah, I'm getting better. Just a bit of a cough here and there. And yeah, so we're on the mend. So in summary, what is it like to have COVID-19 for those of you out there who have never had it before? It's not fun. I would highly recommend not getting it. I know it means for some people, oh, I get a 10-day isolation or quarantine away from work. Yeah. Not worth it. Trust me, if you're feeling anything like I did, the symptoms are not fun at all. I was lucky, at least in my family, comparatively to me, I would say I had the worst symptoms. But even still, for me to have the symptoms I had, not fun at all. COVID-19, would not recommend getting it. Please stay safe out there and look after yourselves because, yet again, it's not fun. At all. Whatsoever. But yeah, guys, so that is my experience of COVID-19. I hope you guys do stay safe. Do your best to avoid it because it is not fun at all. And yeah, so that is today's video, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Hope you guys have found it interesting to kind of like learn what it's like to have COVID-19 from someone who actually has had COVID-19. If you have any questions, please remember, I am no doctor. Ask either your local GP, call up your local COVID hotline, ask people who actually know the science behind it, because I'm just a regular guy sitting behind his computer screen, talking to himself in his bedroom into a face cam with some lights around him. So, yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, whenever that is, whatever that happens to be about, I don't know. But until then, guys, I'll catch you then. See ya!